Good evening. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Faith Jesse. My co-anchor Jonathan Martin picking up our coverage live tonight from the Carter Center. And Jonathan, less than 24 hours from now, people in Metro Atlanta as well as across the country, if they come here to Atlanta, they can pay their respects to former President Jimmy Carter.
That's right, Faith. By this time tomorrow, we expect that the president's motorcade and his remains will have already made its way inside the Carter Center, and the president will be lying in repose starting at 7 p.m. tomorrow night. That's the first chance, really, as you mentioned, for the public to come pay their respects. He'll lie in repose here from tomorrow night all the way up until Tuesday morning. But the journey doesn't start here. His final journey through Georgia, the motorcade, starts down in Americus, Georgia. There will be a motorcade from the Phoebe Sumter Medical Center in Americus, and people will be able to really line the motorcade route to pay their respects there before the motorcade makes its way to the Carter's hometown, his boyhood home in Plains. That all starts around 10:15 tomorrow morning, with the motorcade heading to Atlanta, they expect, just before 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. Now, Mr. Carter will arrive here in the Metro around 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. As I mentioned before, the motorcade will stop here at the Carter Center, but before that, it'll stop at the state capitol before making its way here. They'll have a moment of silence there. A ceremony will be held here at the Carter Center, and then he will lie in repose again tomorrow, starting at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. That's when the public can come out. All of this is happening as roads are already closed, Faith. East John Lewis Freedom Parkway right here and North Highland Avenue Northeast already closed tonight. Here's a closer look at that area we're talking about, and this will all be in effect through noon on Tuesday. So if you live or work in this area, keep in mind there will be some closures. And for those of you who plan to come out and pay your respects over the next few days, we also want to remind you that you are encouraged to take MARTA. That is going to be the best option. When you get to the King Station, the King Memorial Station, you can catch a free shuttle here to the MARTA Center, to the Carter Center. And they'll be offering those shuttles every 3 to 5 minutes. Also, don't bring bags, don't bring purses. They say the only thing you can bring is a diaper bag, and even if you bring that, they will search it. So again, you want to make things easy if you're coming out here today. Now, not just people here in Atlanta, but people really across the state of Georgia and the country are getting ready to say goodbye to Mr. Carter, including people in his hometown of Plains, Georgia, and people in nearby Americus as well. Our Rebecca Lindstrom has been there today speaking with people, including the local sheriff, about why being part of this state funeral is so special.
Sumter Sheriff Eric D. Bryant was a young deputy when he started attending church with President Jimmy Carter. Well, sort of.
Oh my gosh, Maranatha Baptist Church in Plains.
Okay, he wasn't inside for the Bible study lesson, but he was outside, making sure those who had traveled to town got their seat.
And there were always people.
That was a detail that we knew had to be manned every Sunday. And it was so amazing.
So was the moment Mr. Carter called to congratulate him on becoming the first black man to serve as Sumter County Sheriff, a milestone that seemed to show just how far the community had come.
And living in a community with a former president, it almost gives me that other extra boost of now being able to share that moment, encourage others, but more importantly, let them know that you too can do whatever you set your mind to.
On Saturday, the sheriff will drive in President Carter's motorcade. We saw staff practicing today for how they would move President Carter's casket from the hospital to the hearse. And around town, Bryant says there are people making sure that the grass is watered, the cars are polished, and the streets clean. Even with the pomp and pageantry for our late president, he hopes people remember the important lesson he learned living alongside the man who would always take time to shake your hand.
Everybody is somebody. Everybody. And what I mean by that is that irregardless of what position even I hold, what position you hold, everybody is somebody.
In Americus, Rebecca Lindstrom, 11 Alive News.
And Faith, we've been told by the local sheriff there in Sumter County and many other officials with the Carter Center that every single detail of this state funeral has been planned out for years. So from Americus to Plains to Atlanta to D.C. and back to Plains, every day, every minute planned out really meticulously, as you would expect for someone so special as President Jimmy Carter.
Every single detail from his small town of Plains, where he has such a tight-knit community, to all of the people here in the A, are really I don't want to say looking forward to this moment, but it's going to be a moment of reflection that's really bringing people together. So we do thank Jonathan so much for bringing that to us. We will have coverage all day tomorrow as services for former President Jimmy Carter begin. Our live coverage begins at 6 a.m. on 11 Alive and streaming on 11 Alive Plus. And right now on 11 Alive Plus, we are streaming Jimmy Carter's memorial plans and how people can honor him. You can find it on the home screen of our 11 Alive Plus app by downloading to your Amazon Fire, Apple TV, or Roku device.